Hello and welcome back to Clear and Casual, the podcast for English learners who want to speak with confidence. I'm your host, Peter.
And I'm Hailey. It's so good to be with you all today. Peter, what are we talking about this week?
Today, we are talking about a very important topic, not wasting time.
Ooh, that sounds serious. But everyone, please don't worry. This episode is not about pressure or doing more work.
Exactly. This is about communication. It's about how to talk about your time in a way that is polite, clear, and confident. We want you to feel in control of your schedule and your conversations.
That's right. In many English-speaking cultures, being direct about time is important, but it needs to be done politely. So today, we will give you the phrases and the confidence to do just that. The goal is to feel calm and respected.
So let's get started with a very common situation, a meeting at work or school that is taking too long.
Oh, I think we have all been in that situation. The conversation is going in circles and you have other important things to do. What can you say, Peter?
Well, you don't want to say, "This is boring," or "hurry up." That would be quite rude.
Right, definitely not that.
Instead, you can use a phrase that helps focus the group. You could say, "To make the best use of our time, let's focus on the main agenda items."
I love that phrase, to make the best use of our time. It sounds so professional and positive. It shows you care about everyone's time, not just your own.
Exactly. Another good one is, "I want to be conscious of everyone's time. What is our key objective for this discussion?" Conscious here means you are aware of and thinking about the time.
And asking about the key objective helps bring everyone back to the main purpose of the meeting. It's a gentle way to lead the conversation.
Now, let's talk about another situation. What happens when someone asks you to do something, a new task or a project, but you are already very busy?
This can be so difficult. Many of us want to be helpful, so we say yes to everything, but that can lead to stress and burnout.
It really can. It's important to know how to say no politely. A great friendly phrase for this is, "My plate is full right now."
My plate is full. I love that idiom. Imagine your dinner plate has no more space for food. Your schedule is the same. There's no more space for new tasks.
It's a perfect visual. Another slightly more formal option, maybe for your boss, is, "I'm at capacity right now, but I could look at it next week."
At capacity, that's a good one. It means you are completely full and can't take on more. And offering to look at it next week shows that you are still willing to help, just not immediately.
Yes, offering an alternative is a wonderful strategy. What about with friends, Haley? How do you say you're too busy without hurting their feelings?
With friends, I try to be warm and casual. I might say something like, I'd love to, but I'm completely swamped this week. Are you free sometime next month?
Swamped is a great word. It means you are overwhelmed with too much to do, like being in a swamp. And again, you're offering another time, which keeps the connection strong.
Exactly. Now, what about a really tricky situation when you think an activity or task is not a good use of time? How do you say that without offending someone?
This is very delicate. You can't just say, "This is a waste of time." That's too direct and can sound critical.
Much too direct.
Instead, you can soften your language. You could say, "I'm wondering if this is the most effective way to reach our goal." Using "I'm wondering" makes it a gentle suggestion, not a demand.
That's a fantastic approach. Another great word is prioritize. You can say, given our deadline, maybe we should prioritize the Smith project first.
Yes, prioritize means to decide what is most important and do that first. It's a very useful professional word. You're not saying the other task is bad, you're just saying it's less important right now.
It empowers you to guide the focus in a positive way. All of these phrases help you communicate your needs clearly, kindly, and with confidence.
Exactly. And speaking of confidence, let's tackle another tricky situation, politely interrupting someone. Sometimes in a conversation, one person might talk for a very long time and you need to contribute or move things forward. Okay, now it's time for one of our favorite segments, the listener Q&A. Haley, who is our first question from?
That's a great point. So we've covered in-the-moment situations like meetings and immediate requests. But what about bigger, long-term time management? How can we talk about our workload and deadlines for ongoing projects? This first question is from Yuki in Japan. Yuki asks, how do I say I don't have time without sounding rude? This is such a common concern, and we touched on it a bit, but let's give Yuki some clear options.
Absolutely, Haley. Managing expectations for long-term projects is key to avoiding stress and maintaining good working relationships. It's all about proactive communication. Excellent question, Yuki. The most important thing is your tone. Be warm and appreciative. Start by thanking a person. For example, thank you so much for thinking of me for this.
Yes, starting with gratitude makes a huge difference. After that, you can politely state your situation. You could say, unfortunately, I won't be able to join, or I'm afraid my schedule is already committed.
Those are great. Using words like unfortunately or I'm afraid softens the no. And if you can, offer a small alternative. I can't help with the report, but I can send you the data I have. This shows you still want to be helpful.
That's the perfect formula. Gratitude, a polite no, and a helpful alternative if possible. You will sound confident and kind. What's our next question, Peter?
This one is from Marco in Italy. He asks, what if my boss or a coworker wastes time in meetings?
Ah, the boss situation. This requires a careful approach. You can't directly criticize your boss.
No, you can't, but you can be a helpful guide. One strategy is to state your own time limit. You can say, just to let everyone know, I have a hard stop at 3 p.m. for another appointment. A hard stop means you absolutely must leave at that time.
That's so useful. It creates a natural deadline for the meeting without blaming anyone. Another tactic is to ask action-oriented questions. For example, this is a great discussion. What are our next action steps on this?
Asking about action steps moves the conversation from just talking to doing. It helps the group focus on results. You are being part of the solution.
Okay, we have time for one more question. This is from Aisha in Dubai. How do I say I want to be more efficient in English?
Aisha, this is a fantastic goal, and there are some wonderful professional phrases for this. You could tell your manager, I'm looking for ways to streamline my workflow. To streamline means to make a process simpler and more effective.
You could also suggest a team discussion by saying, could we brainstorm ways to optimize our process? To optimize is to make something as good and effective as possible.
Using words like streamline and optimize sounds very proactive and professional. It shows you want to contribute positively to the team. Great questions, everyone.
That was so helpful. Before we finish, let's do a quick summary of our favorite phrases from today. What's the one you liked, Peter?
I think to make the best use of our time is so useful for meetings. It's polite and immediately helps focus the conversation.
I agree. And for when you're busy, my plate is full right now is friendly and very clear.
And don't forget the power of the word prioritize. Let's prioritize the most urgent tasks. It's a fantastic leadership word.
The biggest lesson here is that you are allowed to value your time. It is not rude. It is necessary for your well-being and success. And you can communicate this with kindness and confidence in English.
That is the perfect summary, Haley. So, for your one small action this week, we invite you to try using just one of these phrases. Notice how it feels. It might feel a little scary at first, but with practice, it will become natural.
Yes, you are capable and you are doing a great job. Thank you for listening to Clear and Casual.
Keep up the amazing work, and we'll talk to you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.
Bye, everyone.